Federal agencies have a 2025 deadline to hit a goal of 15% of their contracts to go to small disadvantaged businesses. A number of agencies are making big strides toward that goal. Karla Smith Jackson is Assistant Administrator for Procurement at NASA. She says her agency is almost there.
We've made a lot of strides. We reached 12% last year, and we're trying to get that last 3%. And so we've done an analysis with OMB looking at where are the areas of opportunity. And when we look at R&D services spend across the federal government, there's a lot of opportunity. NASA is the #2 agency behind the Department of Defense with respect to dollars that go to small disadvantaged businesses, in particular in the R&D services area. So we have formed, I'm co-leading along with the Small Business Administration, a sub-IPC, which is an interagency policy council, to be able to attack that problem. So we are sharing among the other 24 CFO Act agencies best practices. We're talking about policies, we're talking about outreach, and how to increase and improve that number. We have a number of really cool initiatives like sharing SBIR Phase 3 opportunities with NAICS, and some low-hanging fruit that people just aren't aware of that we think will really move the needle.
When you say there's opportunity there, is there opportunity with a number of companies who don't work with the government now that could? Is there opportunity just for the actual dollar spend that could go in different places than it's going now? Some combination of both, some other reason? What's behind that opportunity in your view?
It's kind of all of the above.
Yeah.
So I'd say the companies that are currently doing business with single agencies, it's an opportunity for other agencies to be introduced to those and that spend to be increased. It's an opportunity for new entrants to meet with us at various conferences or one-on-one, understanding where we're spending and the NAICS codes, working with small business specialists, as well as contracting or what you would say procurement subject matter experts, to be able to target the selling of their R&D services. And then those would be new to federal government or an increasing spend for those that have been working with us.
You mentioned you're #2 in small disadvantaged businesses. How'd you get there, and what would you advise another agency who wants to boost what they're doing to get to your heels at least, if not past you?
Absolutely. So one of the first things is NASA is an R&D, all of our money is R&D colored. So that makes it a little bit easier. But one of the things that we do is we're pushing for new ideas and innovation. And a lot of that innovation comes from the small disadvantaged business area and just small business in general. And so as a result, we kind of have a culture of looking for small businesses and having worked with small businesses. We even have a small business axiom that is delivering our deep space suit, which is, it's huge because it normally had been a large business. So about 2 years ago, we made an award to a small business. So even the more traditional things that are done for NASA, we have small disadvantaged businesses providing for us.
I saw your former boss from DHS, Soraya Correa, here, and it reminded me about a conversation we had, I want to say 18 months or so ago, about NASA's Innovation Lab, Acquisition Innovation Lab. You're relaunching that. Tell me what that relaunch looks like and what goals you've set for yourself there.
Great, and we did have a great conversation, and Soraya is one of my mentors, former boss. So DHS has the PIL, what they call the Procurement Innovation Lab. We have the NAIL, and that's the NASA Acquisition Innovation Launchpad, not lab, but it is a lab.
Okay.
We've recently hired a brand new director for the NAIL, Brittany Chappelle, who comes to us from GSA. We have now a new logo, a bunch of new kind of advertisements. We're going to be having a new public release that's going to come out the end of the month at the beginning of August. And then we're really excited that we're going to focus for the next fiscal year for FY25 on artificial intelligence. And it's perfect because NAIL has an AI.
That's
so
right.
that's what we're going to do. We're looking at leveraging technology to be able to move the acquisition process forward.
And it certainly makes a lot more sense that NASA has a launch pad than a lab. So I'm tracking with you on that also. In your view, what does the mature NAIL look like, and what's it providing, not just for the acquisition office at your agency, but broadly across the agency?
The best part about the NAIL to me is the interaction with industry. So right now we have well over 70 projects that have been actually submitted for us to look at. About a third of those were submitted by industry that look at our processes and procedures. And even from a technology area, things we should look at. And so a lot of our projects are collaborative with industry and with government. We also look at sole source procurement in addition to competitive procurement. The PIL only focuses on the competitive procurement. But by using the technology, we're really going to be able to go after that process, reduce our cycle time, and then we're looking for that place where we can test and a safe spot. We can have failures, we can document those failures and share best practices. One of the things that we've done over the last year was we sponsored 14 short videos which talk about how to use the various acquisition innovations, and those are available to our workforce so they can just click on those and kind of see how it happens and actually hear the real team as they've used an innovation.
We just have a minute or so left, but I know you're very passionate about your workforce and developing their skills and so on. What's your sense of where your workforce is now compared to what ideally you would like it to be regarding their skill set, regarding their anything that is important to you about them?
Yeah. Well, we've worked for the past year and a half when we talked before on a succession plan, and I'm happy to report that I recently promoted 5 brand new senior executives. We have a perfect bell curve with respect to generational age and NASA procurement, so we're really excited about that. And as we launch the second generation of NAIL 2.0, if you will, we're going to be focused on digital literacy and data literacy. So it's about how to use AI, how to interpret data, and how to use data across our enterprise to show a big story, a good story, and to look at those areas of gaps and things we need to dig into a little deeper.
Karla Smith Jackson of NASA.